So, let me press record. Okay, so I wanted to talk to y'all tonight because I've noticed a lot of people either reaching out to me and asking me or posting in the team page about it. And I wanted to talk about networking and expanding your market to people, not just your friends and family, but to people, strangers, and people that you might not know that are in your that are not in your warm market. In your warm market, if you don't know what that means, it's just your friends and family, the people that you actually know on Facebook, the people that you hang out with, the people you're related to. That's your warm market. Your cold market are people that are friends with those people, or people that are in groups that you might be in, or if you have a like page, that's your cold market if it's people that you don't know. So I'm gonna kind of just share tips that have worked for me, things that haven't worked for me, and just kind of just talk about what you can be doing to reach more people. So the first thing, and y'all hear this all the time from me, because it's the biggest thing in my opinion, it's the most important thing, is being consistent and doing the 4 vital behaviors. So that's being a product of the product. So drinking Shakeology, you can't, one of my coaches told me this earlier, you can't recommend a movie to someone if you've never seen it, right? So it's the same thing with this. You can't recommend a product if you're not using it. Obviously, you don't have to be doing every single Beachbody program out there. That's not possible. And most people don't do that. But you do have to be doing a program. You have to be following a meal plan. You have to be getting results because people want to see results. They don't want to buy a weight loss program and you don't have to have these drastic results. You don't have to have 50 pounds down. 5 pounds, that could relate to someone. 2 pounds could relate to someone. Gaining weight could relate to someone if that's your goal. But if they see that you're consistent with it and that you're sharing, that is what's going to get people interested in joining. So being a product of the product, inviting, which is like a scary thing, I know. If y'all haven't watched Alexis's call on inviting that we did a few weeks ago, it was amazing. Go listen to it. Re-listen to it if you did listen to it. PD, personal development, is huge, 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 and it always gets put off. I put it off all the time. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm like the worst Beachbody coach when it comes to PD. I've finished like 3 books out of the 2 years that I've been coaching. But it's huge when I notice that and I've reread a lot of books too, but I notice that when I'm not doing it, I lack in my business. That's another vital behavior. And then the 4th is new. It's recognizing. So recognizing your challengers, they hit a huge step. If they lose 2 pounds, like that's huge to some people. So recognize them in your challenge groups on your page. But another vital behavior that I think should be a part of our vital behaviors is expanding your network. I think that's huge to your business. And I think it should be treated as a vital behavior. So I'm just going to go over how to do that. But I want to make sure that y'all understand that if you're not doing those 4 things, you're not going to be able to expand your network. You're not. So that's like the main thing that you need to be doing. And I know you all hear it all the time. I say it all the time, but it really is true. Like you need to be doing those 4 things. If not, you're not going to be successful in this business. So that's the 4 things that you should be doing. The other thing is picking a platform that works for you. Facebook is the easiest thing, in my opinion, to do. If you like to make videos, YouTube is great to do. Like if you have a YouTube channel, like that's great. Instagram, I have found a ton of people on Instagram. A ton of my builders come from Instagram. So I do Instagram and Facebook. I picked 2. I am not good at making videos. I'm not. I mumble, I ramble, so I'm not going to do YouTube because that's just not my thing. But I have a YouTube channel that I do I'll add team calls to, but I don't make YouTube videos. Lindsay Matway grew her business all through YouTube. So if you're good at that, then do it. Don't try and do everything. Don't do Pinterest and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube because it just gets to be too much. And then you kind of like put, thin yourself out. So pick 1 or 2. If you are new, I would focus, if you're doing Facebook, I would focus on your personal Facebook page. Yeah, you can make a like page and that's great. And I'll talk about that in a little bit, but a like page is a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to grow. It takes a lot of time to grow, and it takes investing in to grow and actually be profitable. To get something out of it, you have to be willing to invest in Facebook ads and reaching more people by investing and paying for likes. Like that's just the reality of it. That's what Facebook's become. But your personal page, you have so many connections with your personal page. So make sure you're focusing on, you know, posting on there consistently 3 to 5 times a day. Not all of it has to be about Beachbody, but it does. You just have to be consistent with it. So pick a platform or 2 that work for you. So let me talk about how to expand your network, because a lot of you I know are like, oh, I friend request all these people, or I have all these people that are my friends, but none of them are biting or, you know, hooking onto wanting to do this. Number 1, you have to look, are you consistent? Because if you're not consistent, you're not going to have people interested. I've had people tell me, I've been watching you for 2 years and I'm ready to commit. Or I've had people straight up say, well, I thought you were going to quit that like a year ago. Like, I thought that was just a fad. Like, that's what they think, because that's what our society is all about. It's all about, oh, okay, well, I'll do this quick fix real quick. I'll do this crash diet, you know, for a month or 2 or 3, and it will work. And then the moment I stop it, I fall off, and, you know, I gain back my weight. And then they realize, like, okay, well, I'm not doing that anymore. How many of your friends sell, and I'm not trying to put any other company down, but like Sell It Works or Advocare, that they start doing it and they're doing it and doing it and doing it, and then all of a sudden they like disappear and they're not doing it anymore after three or 4 months. I know personally, I've had a ton of my friends do It Works or Advocare or whatever, and it's because they're not consistent with it. They're not sharing, or if they are, they're just being super spammy about it, which we are not doing. That's not our job. That's not what we do, especially on this team. So, you know, just make sure that you are being consistent, because if you're not, then yeah, your friends are not going to be interested in it. If they don't see that you're consistent, they're going to move on to another coach that is. And I always tell people that. I've had so many people come to me asking me for help that already have coaches, and when they ask, you know, when we start talking, and I say, well, you know, I don't do that. I'm not stealing people away. But like, why? What are you struggling with? Well, my coach doesn't run challenge groups, or well, my coach doesn't help me. You know, like they put me in one group, and then I disappeared off the face of the earth because they don't invite me to their next ones. Like, make sure you're following up with the people that are connecting with you. Even if they bought a challenge pack in the past, those people can refer other people to you. So don't just put them in a group and then like, oh, you got great results, bye, and like let them disappear. Like, get them involved. They're gonna want to stay around longer the more you keep them involved. So invite them to another challenge group or an ongoing group if that's what you do. Don't just like get them to buy a challenge pack from you and then not help them. Give them what they invested in, which is you. They invested in you as a coach. They could buy it off of beachbody.com, but they chose to buy it from you. So make sure you are getting them into a group and you're helping them get the results that they want. So another thing, and this is why I say, you know, keep those people around. Like I said, they can refer people to you. So what I've done in the past is people that, most of my challengers, because we run like kick-ass groups, I'm not going to lie, our challenge groups are really good. And we get a lot of feedback from, I ask my challengers all the time, like, what am I not doing that y'all want? What am I doing that y'all don't like? What am I doing that can help you more? Like, what do you need help with that you're struggling with that we didn't go over in the last 3 weeks? And I get their feedback. And then I also ask them, you know, is there anyone that you would want to invite to join our next one? Like, ask for referrals. If you're helping them and you're giving them like everything you got, they're gonna respect you for it, and they're gonna say, yeah, oh my God, I've been doing this program, even if they don't want to be a coach. I'm doing this program, and you know, my girl Jessie can hook you up. I've had a ton of referrals, a ton of people sending me people. Usually I try and convince those people that are sending me people to become a coach because they can make money off of it. Like, I don't want to steal people away. But again, if they don't want to be a coach, then that's perfect for you. You still get those referrals. So ask for referrals. You don't have to be like cheesy, spammy about it, but just say like, hey, we have this new group coming up. I wanted to invite you, you know, since you saw great results last round. And I wanted to see if, you know, you had anyone that you'd want to invite to join, your friends, your family, whatever. A lot of times you're going to be surprised. They're going to be like, oh my God, yeah, like my best friend wants to do it, or my sister wants to do it, or whatever. So that's one way you can expand your network. Another way is going through on Facebook. They have the people you may know under your friends. I don't know. I can actually share it if y'all don't know where that's at. I'm going to share my screen with y'all. Okay, so here we go. People you may know. So I don't just go and add like all these people. But I see who's our mutual friends. I see if it's people that I went to high school with or college with, or people that were in my sorority. And I might friend request a few of them. Now, I don't like friend request them and immediately message them saying, hey, do you want to be in my challenge group? Like, they don't know me, right? But I'll go scroll at their pages. I'll go scoop out their pages and say, like, oh, like, this girl was in my sorority. So I might message her and say, hey, girl, like, I'm a Sigma. I went to UL. Like, I just wanted to introduce myself. I love connecting with new Sigmas or whatever. I don't even know what I say. I just start a conversation. Nothing to do with Beachbody. Most of the time, or if they have a cute dog, like, I might message them, oh, my God, your dog's adorable. Like, I'm obsessed with my dogs. Like, just starting that conversation between someone. It just helps you build a relationship. So that is the people you may know. Adding those people, going back to, I've already done it, but I've gone through my high school yearbook and went through and friend requested, and I only had 500 people in my whole high school. So we were very small. We knew everyone, which helped because it wasn't like, oh, why is this random girl friend requesting me? For the most part, I know most of the people that I went to high school with, but still, I might not know every single person. But if we have 100 mutual friends, like, they're more than likely going to say, okay, yeah, she's not like this creeper, right? So they'd probably accept you. So just reaching out to more people in that way, that's a great way to expand your network. Let's see, what else did I say? Oh, groups that you're a part of. So if you are a part of a mommy and me group, or if you do crocheting and you're a part of some type of crocheting group on Facebook, or things like that. And I want to be clear about this, don't go in these groups and just like post every once in a while and say, oh, I'm a Beachbody coach, join my team. Like, that's not going to do anything. Don't go friend request random people in that group and like never start a conversation or never like talk to them. Like, interact in the group. If it's I know there's like a ton of like craft groups, or I know Erin Condren, like the planner. I have a Erin Condren planner. They have a ton of groups that are like Erin Condren crafting groups that like you can decorate your planners, and they have whatever. I'm a part of one of those groups. Like, but I don't go in and just like spam about Beachbody. I go in and like comment on the things that I'm interested in. I go in and start, if I see someone post something really cute, I might message her and say, oh my God, like, I love those stickers. Where'd you get them? Starting a conversation. Nothing about Beachbody. Nothing about Beachbody. I don't even bring it up. And normally they start bringing it up because I friend request them. I message them. We just start talking. And then later down the road, they see one of my posts and they're like, oh my God, I didn't know you were a Beachbody coach, or I didn't, I need help with losing weight. Like, those type of things. But I don't want you, or great, but I don't want you going into these groups, friend requesting all these people, and then like sending random messages to them, because that's not going to do anything. They're probably not going to respond to you, or they're going to think that you're just getting like wanting to make a quick buck. But being a part of groups are great. Go look at like local groups. Like, there's local, I wouldn't go into you can do the selling groups. I've done that a few times. I'm a part of a Greek UL girls swap shop. And I have gone in and like talked, because I get tagged anytime that someone, because they have people in there asking about losing weight, and I get tagged in it all the time. Like, oh, Jessie Bird's great, like, message her. So I made a post a few weeks ago and just said like, hey, I shared my before and after pictures, and I just said, hey, like, I've been getting tagged a lot. I just wanted to let y'all know, like, I run these challenge groups. If anyone's interested, just like send me a message. I had like 40 or 50 people comment on it. Now, to be honest, maybe 3 have ordered out of all those conversations that I've had, but it's still opening the door to me talking to people. Again, the only reason I did that was because I was getting tagged so much of, oh, Jessie can help you, oh, Jessie can help you with wanting to lose weight. I wouldn't have done that if I wasn't getting tagged, but I was like getting tagged once a day, and it was just getting to the point where it was annoying me. I wouldn't go in there and do that. But if you are a part of a community or a group that you're getting asked questions about losing weight, or even just if it has nothing to do with it, if you're starting conversations and you're building those relationships, that is going to help you grow your network. So groups are great for that. Another thing, and I don't know if y'all know this, which I'm going to show y'all on my computer screen as well. You can print your Facebook friends list. So, do you see? I have like 72 pages of my Facebook friends list. It's obnoxious. And what I've been doing is after Alexis's call, I was not cold inviting. I hate cold inviting. It makes me feel uncomfortable. And I wasn't doing it. And I know that a lot of successful coaches do cold invite, which is fine. But I just wasn't doing it. So I decided I was going to give it a shot. So I printed out my Facebook friends list. I'm going to show you how to do this if you don't know how. And I've been going through it, and I've been scratching people out that are already coaches. I highlight people that I've talked to. I highlight people that I want to be a coach. It's completely changed. I'm at Success Club 15 right now, and I know a lot of people are struggling with cold inviting. Even you're not getting responses. Y'all, I've sent messages probably to over 100 people, probably way more than that. I don't get responses, or people tell me no, or people say not right now, which is completely fine. Don't cross them off your list. Like, the people that are crossed off are all Beachbody coaches. I'm obviously friends with way too many Beachbody coaches, or they're dudes. Because I don't message dudes. That's weird. I don't want to do that. But it starts conversations, and you don't have to message them a cold invite, inviting them to a challenge group. Like, again, go on their page, see what they like to do. I've cold messaged people that I know are into fitness, or that I know have talked about wanting to lose weight, or but if I don't know anything about them or know them that well, or don't know if they'd be interested, I might message them just saying, hey girl, I saw you had a baby a month ago. I just wanted to tell you congratulations. Like, she's adorable. And then it just starts that conversation. They start asking, like, oh, how have you been? Or, yeah, I see your post all the time. Like, you need to, it doesn't have to be just, using Alexis's script. Yeah, her script is great, and it has helped me tremendously, but it also, I don't get yeses right away. It's opening those doors, but you have to be building a relationship as well. So make sure you are doing that. Another thing is following up with your customers or your challengers or your potential challengers. Again, this is awesome to do I would go like print it somewhere so you're not wasting all your ink, because my mom probably yelled at me like a bazillion times because I wasted so much. But it's good to do because you start conversations, and then you can highlight and follow up with those people. So like, all my people in yellow are challenge group invites. All the greens are people that I've like wanted to be coaches or have talked to about coaching. And then I go back through and I follow up with them. Following up is key, y'all. If you're not, I know you don't want to be annoying and you don't want to be pushy, and that's fine. I don't want to be annoying and pushy either. But I'm not. Especially if they reach out to you. If they reach out to you, they reached out to you for help. And if they didn't reach out to you, if you reached out to them and they're just not responding, like, following up with them in a month or two and ask them. Like, I will message someone and just say, hey, I just wanted to follow up with you. I know last time we talked, you were really interested in 21 Day Fix. I always ask them their goals, so I use that. I don't want to say use it against them, because I'm not being mean about it, but like, I use that to remind them why they started. So if you tell me I want to lose 50 pounds, I'm going to say, I know last time we talked, you said you wanted to lose 50 pounds before your brother's wedding, and I know that's coming up. I would love to help you get closer to that goal. It reminds them why they reached out to you in the first place, or if you reached out to them and you asked them what their goal is, it reminds them of that goal. And even if they don't respond to you right away, that doesn't mean that they're not going to respond to you in 3 months. Okay, so follow up with those people. I don't care if they told you no before. I don't care if no to me means no, not right now. That's what unless they tell me leave me the hell alone, or please stop messaging me, which has never, knock on wood, ever happened. But it's because I'm building a relationship with them. I'm not just messaging and trying to make money from them. I'm trying to help them. And I truly, that's like my intention. It's not, oh, I need to hit Success Club, I need to get all these points. Like, it has nothing to do with that. Yeah, I want to hit Success Club, but I want to help you. I'd rather help you and make no money from it, and I don't really care about the points, So make sure you're following up with those people. Again, that's going to help you build your network, because you following up with them shows that you care about them. It shows that you remember them. It shows that, and especially if you're asking them and building a relationship, getting to know their goals, getting to know them. I had a girl that had arthritis, and she told me about it, and I followed up with her, and I said, I know last time we talked, blah, blah, blah. And then I brought up her arthritis, and she was like, oh my God, you remember that? That was 4 months ago when we talked about it. I literally scrolled up through the conversation and saw what our last conversation was. So I knew, I didn't, I don't think of her as having arthritis, but I remember, when I scrolled up, I was like, oh yeah, this girl has arthritis. Let me bring that up, and let me bring up the fact that working out could help her, bringing up those things and reminding them of why they wanted to start in the first place is going to help them want to join, right? What else? Wear and share. So wearing something with Beachbody on it. Like I wore my 21 Day Fix t-shirt to the dentist a few weeks ago, and I had the girl that cleaned my teeth was asking me about 21 Day Fix, and gave her my card, and she hasn't ordered yet, but she's texted me and asked me more questions. So like wearing it, walking around with your Shakeology cup, like you're walking around Walmart, hold a Shakeology cup. Walk around drinking water out of your Shakeology cup. People will start a conversation. Starting conversations in the store, if you have kids and they're in like gymnastics, or they're in baseball, or they're doing whatever, and you're wearing a 21 Day Fix t-shirt, or wearing something that says Shakeology on it, or a hat, or whatever, people are going to ask you like, oh, what's that? What is that about? Oh, I heard about Shakeology. Like, you do that? Yeah, I do. And it's going to start a conversation, which helps build your network. And I know this is a lot of stuff that y'all have already heard, but it really is true. Like, I didn't think of like me wearing a Beachbody shirt is going to help me build my network, but it is. People are going to also connect with, when they think about me, they think about Beachbody. And that's what you want. You want people, if they see, I was in a bar a few weekends ago, and the Beachbody infomercial came on in the bar, and everyone's like, look, Jessie, it's Beachbody. And I'm like, I see it. I've seen it a bazillion times. But like, immediately, like anytime they hear the infomercial or the commercial or on the radio about Beachbody on Demand, like my boyfriend's always like, it's Carl Dakeler, it's Carl Dakeler. I'm like, I know, it's fine. You all can calm down over here. But it just, I remind them of Beachbody, which is great. Obviously, that's my job. That's what I'm supposed to do. Sorry, my dog was barking. So just make sure you're rocking your free t-shirts that you get for submitting your results. Like I said, reach out to your kids, friends, families, their parents. If you're a part of a mom group, that's great. If they're a part of like a social, like cheerleading, like I did cheerleading growing up. So we had a ton of parents that were always involved and around and stuff. Like, make sure you're talking to them. Just not about Beachbody, but starting a conversation. It will get brought up. People are going to ask you how you're doing, or, oh, I see your posts all the time. It will get brought up, I promise you. It gets brought up every time I go out. Someone says something to me about Beachbody. Another thing that I have been doing that I found is really helpful is sending birthday messages. I don't just write on someone's wall saying happy birthday. Because think about it. On your birthday, how many people wrote on your wall? Who do you remember wrote on your wall? No one, right? You're like, oh, I mean, I'm sure I had like 200 people write on my wall, but I don't remember who wrote on my wall. If you message them saying, hey, I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. I hope you have a fantastic day. Whatever you want. Do you have birthday plans? Like, that's gonna stand out to me, of someone messaging me, taking the time, 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes, 2 minutes, to message me saying, hey, happy birthday, I hope you have a great day. Like, I'm gonna say, oh, Jessie Burr messaged me, happy birthday. Like, that's awesome. You know, and yeah, it might not get anything from it, but it shows that you're like taking the time to reach out and say happy birthday instead of just like typing it real fast, you know, or copy and pasting like I used to do. It just shows that you're actually like caring. So that's great. I've been doing that. I actually did that the other day, and I had a girl like, oh my God, I've been wanting to message you. You look so great. Like, I would love to join one of your groups. And she ordered a challenge pack for me saying happy birthday, hope you have a great day. It started a conversation. So that has been helping me tremendously. And then the last thing that I'm going to talk about, growing your network, and then I'll kind of transition over to making your Facebook your storefront, is oh, and I need to show you all how to print this. I'll show you that in a few minutes. Is event pages. So I've been doing a lot of event pages I did one for my weekend workout. I do them for every challenge group that I have. I create it through my like page, but again, if you're newer or you don't have a big following on your like page, create it through your regular page. It's fine. And I've invited everyone that has ever asked me about Beachbody before. Even if they don't accept that they're going or that they're interested, they still get notifications sometimes that, like, oh, Jessie Burr's event is starting today or whatever. But I've gotten a lot of referrals that way too. A lot of people have, like, I post daily on my event page. I use Postcron, which I've talked about on past calls, but I use Postcron to post on my events. So I'm every day posting something in my event about my next, about my challenge group, whether it's challengers results or my own results or how the program works or a video just introducing myself, whatever. If y'all go onto my like page and then go to events, I think you can go look at my last events, my last challenge group event, if you want to go look at it and see how I did that. But I've gotten a ton of people from that, just from inviting. And again, I don't like mass invite random people that have never talked to me about Beachbody. I don't do that. Even to an event page, I don't do that. But I go through the list of people that I have. I go through this list of people that have said no, not right now, or maybe, or they were interested but didn't respond once I told them how much it was. I invite them, and then I talk about the challenge pack, or I talk about whatever. Again, I'm not being like super spammy and like posting it 20 times a day. Once a day is fine. But growing that way, and people can invite like other people. If your friends, and this is how those work too, if your friends like say I'm interested, I'm going to, you know, Susie and is going to Jesse Burr's event, like that will show up on someone else's timeline if they're friends with that person. And then they might go and click on it and say that they're interested. And then I message anyone that says interested or going, I message them. I friend request them first. I try if I can, if their settings are not on private. And then I say in the group, like I say in the event, hey, I'm going to be friend requesting you. I'm going to be sending you a message in your inbox. Make sure you check it. Like for those that are saying they're interested in going. And in that way, they know that I'm going to be friend requesting them, or if I can't friend request them, they know to look for a message in their others folder. So that's a really, really, really great way to get those people interested. Let me show y'all real quick how to put, because I'm going to forget to do this if not. Sorry, I have all these people. Okay, so to print your little friends list, or big friends list, depending on how many friends you have, you can go to this little tab. No. Yeah, hold on. Sorry, I have to remember where it is. Settings. Download a copy of your Facebook data. You're going to click it, and it's going to say start my archive. You click it, and it's going to make you put in your password, and then it's going to, it can take up to like 2 days for them to do it, but it never took that long for me. Once you click it, it's going to, like I said, you're going to put in your password, and then it's actually going to email you a copy. Let me see if I can pull it up. It's going to email you like a zip file. I think I deleted it. It's going to email you a zip file, and pretty much you can go to that zip file, you open it up, and it's going to say friends list or something, and you click on that, double click on that, and then it pulls up in like a list. So that's a really good way to keep track of who you should be following up with, who you should be reaching out to. You can only have so many friends on Facebook, so I think it's like 5,000 total. So I've actually been going and deleting Beachbody coaches that I don't know. Just people that, I mean, if it's people that are a part of our team, I obviously keep them. But if it's people that are like, because I get friend requests from Beachbody coaches every day. So if it's people that aren't really, like, I don't know them, I usually delete them just because they're taking up space. Or if I get a lot of friend requests from people that are Beachbody coaches, I don't really accept them, depending on, I'm not being mean, I just don't want them, like, they're not going to order from me, they're already coaches, right? But I mean, if I know them, if I meet them at an event or something, of course, like, I'm more than welcome, or I'd keep them around. Or I just ask them to follow me. They can follow your page. They don't have to be like friends with you. So anyway, so that's a good thing I've been doing, is like scratching out those people and then deleting them if they're not like relevant to my team or to whatever, our challenge groups and stuff. So that's how you print that. And I wanted to talk real quick, because I know it's 8:30, about just making your page your storefront. And Brittany Camerati is actually talking about this on her DFG call tomorrow. So if y'all can listen to it, it'd probably be really good. But making Facebook your storefront is another way that you're going to network, be able to network and expand your market. Sorry, I'm like sidetracked. Another thing that you should do to expand your market is going to events, live events for Beachbody. So if you have the chance to go to Summit, like, go to Summit. If you have the chance to go to a Super Saturday local to you, go to the Super Saturday. Yes, it's mainly Beachbody coaches there, but people want to be a part of things like that. Like, I know my Beachbody business blew up last year after Summit, because people saw like, oh, she got to go to Nashville and like work out with 30,000 coaches. Like, that's cool. Like, why can't I do that, right? I know my cousin, Ashley, she like was texting me while I was at Summit and was like, I want to do that. Like, I want to go next year. How do I do that? Like, people see it and they want to do that. They want to be a part of it. So Super Saturday events, there's one somewhere everywhere local to you. Even if you don't know anyone, go, y'all. Beachbody coaches are so nice. Like, literally, you can walk in a room with 50,000 coaches and, like, you're going to be talked to. You're never going to be, like, sitting by yourself. I promise you. You shouldn't be. Because I've never walked into anywhere feeling, like, super uncomfortable. And I'm not, y'all might not know this, but I'm not a social person. I don't walk up to someone and just start talking to them. It's just not my thing. I am more of an extrovert or introvert. Like, I like to be, like, around people that I know. So go to those events though, like those type of things that will help you build your network. Bring people with you. If you have friends that are, like, interested in coaching or interested in challenge groups, they don't have to be coaches to go. Bring them with you. So that's another thing I forgot to mention. Making Facebook your storefront. The number one thing I see a lot of is lack of consistency. And like I said, you don't have to post all Beachbody. If you're struggling with time, because that's the biggest excuse that I get is I don't have time to post. Schedule your post. Go to postcron.com, take a bunch of selfies, change your shirt, whatever you want to do, and schedule your post. My best friend, she's not on this call, which she should be, but she's not. She literally will sit down every Sunday and schedule, like, 1 to 2 weeks of posts. And that's just because, especially she's a teacher, so during the school year, like, she can't post during the middle of the day because she's teaching, right? So I know a lot of you have full-time jobs and you're not supposed to post. Make sure you tell your boss that you're using PostCon so you don't, like, get fired, because I don't want any of that to happen. But scheduling your post has been, like, a huge, huge, huge lifesaver for a lot of my coaches. It makes things so much easier. You can schedule in groups. You can schedule in events. Like I said, you can schedule on your personal page. So schedule out your posts. That way you don't even have to worry about it. It's already done. Bonnie Engel has a great call about that. Coming up with posts and scheduling them and using similar posts, like the same picture, but just changing the caption, that type of thing, is great. So that's the number one thing I think I see a lack of is the consistency of it. Like I said, if you post for a week and then all of a sudden you go MIA for 2 weeks, like, no one's going to remember you. They're just going to move on to the next coach. There's over 400,000 coaches. So someone else knows another Beachbody coach. Like, that's just the reality of it. Not saying that they're going to choose that other coach, but if they're more consistent and they are not more successful in the business or more successful, because I have people that come to me that know other coaches that are way more successful than me, but they connect with me. And it's because I'm consistent. And it's because I'm sharing something that connects with them. So that's number one, is lack of consistency. So make sure you're consistent. Number two is don't Google image, like 21 Day Fix and, like, throw it up there. Like, people don't want to see a Google. I can Google image 21 Day Fix all day, every day. I don't need to do that. People want to see you. If you're going to talk about 21 Day Fix, take a picture with it. Like, seriously, take a picture with you holding the containers. Talk about the containers. Take a picture of you. It's Facebook. They want to see your face. Take a picture of you with your Shakeology. Take a picture with you doing a workout, not the cover of your workout. They don't want to see that. No one wants to see that. They want to see you. You're sharing your results. Like, your Facebook is now your storefront. You don't have to pay overhead fees, which is awesome, right? You don't have to pay to store anything. But it's a store now. It's meant for you to be sharing your journey, and sharing about Beachbody and sharing about your life. But it's not meant for you to be, like, super spammy and constant Beachbody stuff and constant Google images. So, I see a lot of people posting, like, which I don't know why they do this, but they'll make, like, the 21 Day Fix a cover photo, like their cover photo, or they'll make it their profile picture. Like, no, don't do that. Don't do that at all. Make you your cover photo. Make you, or if you want, like I don't know, my cover photo right now is just my friends, but if you go back and look through my old cover photos, like, it's kind of a collage, and I wouldn't do a ton, but it's like my friends, like, what's important to me, my friends, me and my boyfriend, my fitness journey, like, those things, my family, like, those things are fine to put, but don't, like, oversaturate it to where it's all Beachbody everything or all the logos of our programs. Like, that's not, to me, that's not appealing. That makes it look spammy to me. And I've had a lot of people tell me, like, I don't want to, and a lot of my coaches tell me, I don't want to be spammy. I don't want to be pushy. And I asked them, I'm like, okay, well, what attracted you to me? Why did you reach out to me? They're like, well, because you weren't spamming. Okay, exactly. So do what I do. Duplicate what I do. Post like I post. And you're not going to be annoying. You're not going to be spamming. And I had people delete me and unfriend request me, which is fine. I don't care. They're not paying my bills. I don't care, right? They're not the ones sending me on free trips. You know, Beachbody is. So the reason and the way I think about it is when I'm posting, if it annoys one person, it annoys one person. If it inspires one person, I'd rather it inspire that one person and annoy the other one. I don't really care, right? So make sure you're just not being like super like spammy or anything like that. And then the other thing is sharing your life outside of Beachbody. Like I said, this is not just about you sharing Beachbody. It's sharing your journey and like every aspect of your journey. So if you I know Christy talks a lot about adoption because they're about to adopt or trying to adopt. And she talks a lot about that. She talks about the struggles that she has with that. And that relates to other people, that relates to other women and other families that are dealing with that same issue. And it connects that person. Even if they don't order from her, they're still connected and they know that she's sharing her heart and they know that she's sharing. But it has nothing to do with Beachbody, right? That has nothing to do with it. But it will connect someone and it might inspire someone else to start sharing about it. I know a lot of people share about depression and anxiety, and you don't have to have these things. You don't have to, I'm not telling you have to like share these things that you struggle with. I mean, yeah, I share my struggles because that relates to people. A lot of people, this sounds bad, but a lot of people like to see other people struggling because they that's what they relate to, because no one's perfect. No one has a perfect life. We all know that, right? We all struggle. We all want to eat pizza every now and again. We all do. And that's what relates to people when you're being real and honest and open about it. So don't think that you have to just post about all these happy things. Like I've had so many people tell me like, oh, you're so happy all the time. I'm like, no, I'm not. Like if you look at my page, like I'll tell you when I want to cry or when I'm having a bad day or when I want to eat a whole box of chocolate or whatever. I never pretend to be this perfect person because that's not who I am and no one's going to relate to that. So make sure that you are being consistent, that you're not being spammy or like Google imaging things. You know, we did a call a few weeks ago and talked about like the different ways that you can, if you want to share a quote, like putting a picture of you with a quote on it instead of just sharing like a random quote you found on Pinterest, sharing your food, those type of things. That is going to help people. You know, if you're sharing a picture of your food with your containers, they're going to be like, oh, like she can eat that on her diet, you know? If you share Shakeology, don't just like share Shakeology and like a picture of you with Shakeology. Like talk about what Shakeology has done for you. Talk about why you like Shakeology. Talk about and don't like name drop, but like if you've tried other programs or other weight loss things that didn't work, like talk about it. So you know what, I yo-yo dieted for 20 years and nothing worked until this. And now I have a few questions. Let me look at that. Yeah, you can use Postcron to schedule all of your posts for your challenge groups, for your events, for your page, your personal page. You don't have to pay for it. It's like the free version, I think you can schedule up to 10 posts. And if y'all want me to show you, I can show it to you. But it's really easy to use. I know that there's Hootsuite. I got confused with using Hootsuite. I tried and it didn't really work for me. I pay for Postcron. I pay the $10 a month because I use it so much. I use it in all my challenge groups. I use it in my event pages, like I said, and I also use it sometimes in my team page. Like when I think of a post and it's like 12 o'clock at night or 1 a.m. and I'm like up, I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to post this right now because no one's going to see it, so I'll schedule a post. So yeah, you can use it. I want to say it's 10 posts that you have up to and like you post the 10, and then once they post, like say, you know, Monday's posted already, then that you can post another one. But again, you don't have to pay for it if you want to just try it out and see. If you're using it just for your, you know, your post, like your personal page post, then I would do like Monday through Wednesday, or even if you're scheduling like 1 or 2 posts, and then at night you post, you know, yourself, that would be fine too. I don't schedule all my posts because I'm home majority of the time, so I can post. But like I said, Elaine has scheduled, like she's planning on scheduling in July. She's planning on scheduling all her posts for August, for the whole month, because she knows that going back to school is going to be super busy for her, and she knows that she's not going to have time to focus on it, and she doesn't want to lose momentum. So she's going to schedule it out. It's gonna take a little while for her to do that, but it's gonna be worth it, because then in August she's not gonna have to worry about posting anything, or not as much. Let's see. You can post up to 3 pages, groups that, yeah, okay, there you go. Becky said you can post up to 3 pages in groups that you admin for free, and then you have to pay over 3, I think. She's never paid though. I've paid. So yeah, and oh look, Jessica said that Post Crown has a 50% discount right now for $4.99 a month if you wanna do that. Jennifer, oh yeah, Jennifer said I stopped posting about PTSD when I started this. Yeah, don't, like, if don't be scared to post about those things, because again, people relate to that. And I'm not saying you have to like pour out your heart and soul every 5 minutes, but people relate to the struggles. That's what people are gonna remember, you know, because a lot of people deal with that and they don't have anyone to talk to about it. Like when I talk about my depression and anxiety that I used to have with my weight gain, I get a ton of messages because there's so many people out there that deal with that every day, and they're like, I don't know what to do. I hate looking at myself in the mirror, and I hate leaving my house, and you know, and I can relate to that because I dealt with that. So you know, it starts that conversation and it helps you connect with them. Does anyone have any questions that I haven't answered? Y'all can unmute if you do. I would be happy to answer anything you might have.
I'll say something real quick, because I can't type that fast on my phone. When you guys are like talking about like the negative things, like, you know, I talk about depression. I talk about how, you know, people used to think I was pregnant because I was so big. Don't focus on the negative. Like, share the negative, but talk about the positive things that have come out of that. Don't just post, oh, I suffer with depression, so I'm laying in my bed. Because you want to be the positive part for these people that are experiencing those negative feelings like you were. So I just wanted to kind of say that, because I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's
crazy posts.
Definitely, put a positive spin on it. You want to be, obviously, I'm not saying you have to be Miss Sunshine all the time, right? Because I'm definitely not like Miss Happy all the time. But like I said, people always say that, like, oh, you're so motivating. You have all this energy. You're always like happy and whatever. And it's yeah, most of the time I am, but not always. But it's because of what I post. Yes, I might post a picture of me crying and like talk about I'm not having a good day today. Like, today is a bad day for me, and you know, this is what I'm dealing with. But then all the time at the end, I spin it into, you know what, my life could be worse. It could be, or I have this community of people that I can go to when I'm struggling like this, and I bring up Beachbody somehow, or I bring up how working out has completely changed helped my anxiety, those type of things. So making Facebook or even Instagram, whatever platform you use, YouTube, whatever you chose, making that your storefront. So another thing I wanted to say and mention real quick with that is clean up your Facebook page. So if you get tagged, like I get tagged in so many things, and a lot of it's fitness related, so normally I keep it up there, but sometimes like my mom will tag me in something, or my dad, or a friend that has nothing to do with health and fitness, or even like I just don't want it on my page. Like, so I comment on it. I don't like delete it. I comment on it like, oh, thanks, or oh, I love that, that's awesome. But then I hide it from my timeline. So it's not like, I saw the other day someone tagged me and like, I don't even remember what it was. Something about, it was a guy that had his shirt on and whatever. It was like something funny, but someone tagged me in it. So it showed up on my timeline and it was fine. Like, it wasn't anything bad, but I just don't need that on my timeline. Like, for everyone to see. It's great. It's cool. Funny. But then I hid it from my timeline. That way it's not like, people aren't having to scroll down 5 things to see my post about Beachbody, or to see my workout, or to see my post about my dog, because that's what I want people to see, So clean up your timeline. Make sure it's like clean. Don't talk about debatable things. I'm not saying like you can't share your opinion, but don't talk about religion. Don't talk about politics. Like, it's just going to start something that's not necessary, right? Don't talk bad about people. Like, if you have drama in your life, like, don't like talk bad about your cheating ex-boyfriend. Like, sorry, that's fine. You can message him or talk shit about him in your friend group, but you don't need to like blast him all over Facebook, okay? Come in our team page and say like, hey, my ex-boyfriend sucks, like, and then talk shit about him in there. That's fine. But just be that positive person, because that's what's going to relate to people. Are y'all taking selfies over there? I see Christy and Ashley like they were like posing for pictures. Does anyone else have any questions about anything? It doesn't have to relate to this call. I just want to
We're so guilty.
I see that. I hope this helps some people. I know a few people were saying like, I've been messaging so many people. Y'all, if you could see my inbox right now of how many people I've messaged that have told me no or not, or just ignored me. And again, following up has been the biggest help. I don't know if y'all have heard of Teamzy. It's TEAMZY.com. There's a free, I think they give you a free 30-day trial. You don't even have to like give them your credit card. It was created by Beachbody Coach. And my free trial is almost up, and I'm trying, it's kind of expensive to like continue. And I want to say it's like $25 a month or even like $30 a month, but it's incredible. Like so what you do is you rate your Facebook friends, like it connects with you can add your Facebook friends. You can even add your contact list from Beachbody. So anyone that's ever ordered from you in the past, or challengers or leads, like you can put them all into this site. And what you do is you rate them. So you go in and you rate like someone that a very high potential person that has told you like, oh no, not right now, but maybe when it's on sale. You can rate them like 5 stars, and then it reminds you to follow up with them. So it's like a tracking system. It's really, really cool. It does take time, which is the biggest part of my struggle with it, is it takes time to rate all those people. But I've been able to go, like I go through and I delete people that I don't need on there, like people that are Beachbody coaches or whatever. And I know a lot of coaches use it, but it reminds you to follow up with people. You can like set dates that you want to follow up with them, or if you want to invite them to a next challenge group. Like it's really cool. It's really easy to use. Again, it's Teamzy, TEAMZY. It is really, really, really helpful. And like I said, a lot of coaches use it. Whatever Christy is adopting. Christy Moore. Becky said, unrelated to the call, but whichever Christy is adopting, feel free to message me. We have adopted twice, and I've been through all the ups and downs back to your regularly scheduled programming. So yeah, Becky and Christy can connect. See, look at that. I brought it up in connection. But yeah, I mean, I don't even know what I was saying. Oh, Teamzy. Yeah, sorry. I get like caught off guard. Teamzy is really, really easy to use. So I personally, like, I'm probably not going to pay for it right now just because I'm trying to save money. But if you have extra money, or if you just want to check it out, like, go check it out. It's really cool. I would print up your Facebook list. But again, like, this is from like a few weeks ago. I've already added so many other people, so like they're not on here. So that's the sucky part. Whereas Teamzy, you can like filter new people in and out. So it's really cool to use. Anyone have any questions about anything? No?
Can you go over again of how you print up your friends?
Yeah.
Please?
All right, so you go to, I'll show it to you because it's kind of, let's see, share. Okay, so you go to this little arrow button, and then go to settings right here. Click on settings, and you're gonna see it's gonna say download a copy of your Facebook data. And if you click it, press start my archive, and it's gonna ask you for your password. I'll see what else it does. Oops. It's going to say it might take a little while for us to gather your information, and then you just press start my archive, and it's going to send it to your email. So like I said, it can take a little bit to send. I know last time I did it, it was like a few hours, and then the first time I did it, it was like right away. But they send you an email with it's like a zip file. So when you open it, it's going to like have a bunch of different things that you can, I think it's like photos and whatever. But if you click on friends, you can print, it will let you print it.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And another thing is, don't get discouraged by the news. I know it's hard to not get discouraged. I know
that's the thing.
Yeah, no, I know it is. And like I said, I get no's all the time. I get no's every day. I get mostly ignored.
Yeah.
Even if it's people that have like reached out to me. Like I have like some people sitting in my inbox that reach out to me, asking me for information. They want help. They go through this whole spiel, and then I give them the information, and we start talking, and then they ignore me for like days or months or a year.
That kills me. I don't know how you deal with that. Like, just because you're putting so much of your time and effort into these people.
Yeah, it gets frustrating. I mean, it does. It gets frustrating, especially like, and I've made a post about it. I don't know if y'all remember. I made a post saying like, you know, dear people that messaged me, like I put my heart and soul into me messaging you back. Don't ignore me. It's pretty much what the big post said. Because it was getting ridiculous. But and I had, after that posted that, I had a ton of people messaging me back because I think they thought I was calling them out. But it's true though. Like it is frustrating. It is. It's hard not to get frustrating, but that's when PD comes into play. Like it's not anything against you, and it really isn't. It's not. A lot of people I've messaged back or have followed up with have been like, oh my God, I thought I messaged you back, which they could be lying. Who knows? But I know I've done that. I've done that a million times. I've looked at a message and like, oh, I'm gonna get back to it later, and then like I scroll through months later and I'm like, oh my God, I never messaged this girl back. Like, what the heck, And sometimes they don't know. They're afraid to hurt your feelings. Like it's nothing against you, but they can't afford it, or they don't want to tell you no because they feel like they're being a bad friend or whatever. And that's fine. But following up with them, like I followed up with someone 5 months later and they ordered from me. And I just say, especially if it's about money, like if it's on sale, and I usually like right now, I like to be organized. I'm not, to be honest. Y'all all know this. You should know this by now. I'm not an organized person. So I have sticky notes everywhere. I have a contact list, which I haven't updated in like 6 months, to be honest. I have this, which is good. But I have like these Post-it notes with all these people I have to follow up with. All these people have probably already ignored me a bazillion times. But like I know that, if it's money situation, I put like a little money sign. And if it's on sale, 21 Day Fix, because that's what I pretty much sell. I follow up with them and say, hey, if you're still interested, you get the 21 Day Fix for free this month. So, this is the time to sign up. It's frustrating. It is. I know a lot of people see that I hit Success Club every month, but they're like, oh, it's easy for you. It's not. I get told no every day, all the time, or I just get ignored. I would rather you just.
I think that's what you're like. The thing that bothers me the most. It's not the no's. Like I'd rather get a million no's than nothing.
Right.
And then I feel like if I'm following up, then I am being too like on them or whatever. But I don't know. Maybe I don't wait long enough to follow up. Like I only wait a couple days.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the person. It depends on how the conversation went. If it was someone that reached out to me, I follow up with them in a few days. I don't wait too long. If it was someone that I reached out to that might not have messaged me, I might wait a week or two. And I always ask them, like, hey, do you want me to, like, if they say, oh, I have a few people that say, like, I'm going to order next week or, whatever, or I don't get paid till next Friday. I always ask them, well, do you want me to follow up with you then and maybe remind you and if they say, yeah, like most of them are like, oh yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, follow up with me. I'm going on vacation next week. Okay, so I write down their name and I write Friday really big. So then I know, like, I go back to that person. And that's really cool about Teamzy because, like I said, you can schedule like the date that you follow up with them. And you can make like little notes and like you can even like put in like y'all's last conversation so like what y'all talked about and stuff. So that's really cool. But you're not. The way I look at it is like, again, especially if they reach out to you or even if you reached out to them, you're helping them. Like if my coach never posted anything and I reached out to her for help, but like I didn't buy right away. I mean, I didn't have the money. So I was like, I'm going to have to think about it. I have to talk to my mom and see if she'll lend me some money, pay for half of it for me. And I went like a week without messaging her back. And then if she didn't follow up with me, probably wouldn't have messaged her. I probably wouldn't have ordered, to be honest, because I kind of forgot about it. So you're not being, and I'm thank the Lord that she followed up with me, because if not, then I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. And that's the way I think about it. If you don't want it, and I always say that too. Like if it's not something you're so interested in, totally fine. Like totally fine by me. But I just don't, and I always say, I just don't want you missing out on this. I don't want you missing out on the program. I don't want you missing out on the sale if you want to save money. That type of thing. Facebook, oh, look, Jessica's Facebook download's already done. You're welcome, Renee. I think she already left. Oh, are you leaving? Yeah. Yeah.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
And not really a question. Well, yeah. So I have someone who, a couple of people who reached out to me are not like, gave them the whole spiel, told them how to order. They're like, great, I'll order tomorrow. Never did. I've been following up with them. I want to say like once every other month or week, not month. When do you ever just stop?
Yeah, I mean, like if they I get the runaround all the time. She's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna order tomorrow, and then they don't order. So then I follow up with them and say, hey, like just checking in, seeing if you ordered or if you need help, getting questions. Oh yeah, I forgot to do it, or they just don't respond to me. I mean, I'm not gonna message them every single day or every week like for the next year. Like that's just not gonna happen. But and my last message will, if they're not responding, I might message saying, hey, just wanted to see if you got my last message. Sometimes I know Facebook could be weird, and just wanted to see if you got it. I just wanted to remind you about the sale, or see if you want to be my next challenge group. Our spots are filling up fast. If they don't respond, then they don't respond. I might wait a month or two. But I never cross them off my list unless they tell me to leave them alone, which again has not happened. I've had people tell me no, like, no, I'm gonna try this other thing, or I'm gonna try, or I'm doing something else, or I've just bought a gym membership. Okay, cool. In 4 months, I message them. How's your gym membership doing? How's that going? Usually, it's not going well. And it's because they don't have the support, and then they end up ordering from me. So I put that in my notes, like gym membership.
Also, in regards to how you organize things, that TMZ thing, I also found another website that's free that sounds pretty similar, where you can like categorize your clients or your coaches or prospect coaches, and you can like put due dates on people's names and write notes about them and stuff. And I've been using it, and it's pretty good. So if you guys want to try that out, it's called Asana.
Yeah, I've heard. You don't have to pay for that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I've heard of it too.
Oh, you have?
I haven't looked at it yet. I just tried out TeamZ. You're welcome, Christy. I just tried out TeamZ because someone else suggested it. So I just wanted to see it. But yeah, I've heard of Asana. So yeah, if y'all want to try that out, since you don't have to pay for it, I know TeamZ is like $25 a month after the first free trial or whatever. So thanks for sharing. I'll probably have to make a note. All right, if no one else has any questions, anything? Nothing? All right. I'll post the recording in the team page tonight or tomorrow because it's 9:00 and I'm hungry.